Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how I paint my dumpsters from Marvel Crisis Protocol. I like to give them that grungy, rusty look, something that you'd find in a back alley in New York City or any big city that the heroes would be fighting in. I'll be showing you multiple different types of weathering techniques, but one of my favorite is the using salt and hairspray. So what I do is, first off, I put in some browns. This is Doombull Brown, followed by a bit of Rhinox Hide. Then some gunmetal, just to have the colors underneath so that when the paint chips, you'll see what's underneath. Alright, now that the paint's dry, I douse the whole model in hairspray and sprinkle some coarse salt on it. The salt is going to basically mask areas on the model. Then I take the airbrush and just start spraying on it gently. Just doing some fine coats one over the other. At this point I realized that I'd put a little bit too much salt, so I'm picking some out just so it doesn't look like a giraffe or a cheetah. I just want rusty chips, not too much here. Now I'm using one of my favorite airbrush paints from Vallejo. It's called Dirt. It goes on pretty much any color really well. Once the paint's dry, I just grab a paintbrush, an old dry brush, and start flicking the salt off. In some cases, the salt will get stuck, and you just want to wet your brush at that point, and it'll come off. Now with the chipping done, I'm painting the lid. I don't want a pure black for this. Typically these garbage bin lids are made out of plastic and have more of a grayish color. And I'm painting the Bulldog logo in the same gray. Now I'm using a bit of Agrax Earthshade to create some dripping effect, pooling it a little bit near the cracks and then just dragging my brush downwards to make streaks. Same thing now with a bit of the Nuln Oil, as well as on the Bulldog logo, just to make the details pop out. Now another technique is using a sponge. I keep any sponges that are in blister packs and dip them in the paint, then just dab it off on a palette or paper towel and start sponging away. I started off with a lighter brown, then with some orange. Finally, I'm using one of Citadel's effects paints. This one is, I believe, called Ryza Rust. It's a thicker paint that ends up looking like actual textured rust. Now, using some gunmetal, I'm painting the metal bars where the lids hang off of, and little details here and there, just a little extra chipping. Notice that I'd forgotten where the lids were attached by, so I'm repainting those with the same gray. Now I'm using a bit of Agrax Earthshade on the gunmetal. This causes a bit of a rust effect without being too rusty. And here's the finished product. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now that you know the technique, you can apply this to vehicles or any other figures. Please make sure to like this video
if you found it useful, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, and see you next time.